All right, so Coach Marce here. We're going to talk about our flood concept. Okay, this is a great play to run at the youth level. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you out of a base 3x1 set, but then also show you different formations that you can use to run this concept. Okay, so what I put us in was a 3x1 concept, a trip set to the right. We're going to run this out of a sprint package. Okay, so I'll talk briefly about the linemen. Everybody's stepping to the right. Okay, if it's sprint right, they're going to step to the right. They're responsible for their gap to the right. Okay, that includes the tackle, frontside guard, the center, and the backside guard. Everybody's stepping to the right. Okay. Um, if you step and your gap is unoccupied, for example, if we are looking at this left guard, if he steps with his right foot and his nobody shows, okay, we don't get a blitz from the mic, nobody shows, then he can make contact with this guy. But it's very important that he steps hard to the right. Okay. This guy is the only exception. All right. He's man to man. If somebody's on him, he's going to block him. Okay. He's still going to step to his right. He's going to step with his right foot, and then he's locked on to this guy. Okay. The idea is if he steps to the right, okay, his butt is to the play. Quarterback send up here. Okay. We want to form like a wall here. Our fullback is going to block off of the edge. A lot of times we are going to offset him here. Okay. And so he ends up blocking off the edge. All right. Let's talk about the pass routes. So our flood concept is always based on landmarks. Okay, so if we have, this is the easiest concept out of a 3x1. If we have three receivers here, okay, the basic routes, number one is running a fade. Okay, so the idea is we want him outside the numbers. Okay, so we want him to occupy the space between the sideline and the bottom of the numbers. The number two receiver is what we call the flood route. Okay, that's a 10-yard out route. Okay. That's going to actually be the number one read. Okay. Number three is always running a flat route. Okay. One of the keys is to not let him get deep. Make sure he stays nice and flat. I may have this drawn a little bit too deep, to be honest. Okay. We want him to stay nice and flat. All right. The quarterback is then going to read this corner. Okay. Or the outside backer. Okay. If it's a cover three look, the corner should go deep with the fade. Okay. This route is kind of a decoy, kind of a runoff route, especially against cover three. The number two receiver, okay, is going to take 10 yards, and we run it as a square out. So he's going to put his, in this particular case, his left foot in the ground, and he's going to make a 90-degree angle to the sideline. Okay. This outside backer, all right, this is the guy that's going to stop the play. So as he reads quarterback sprint, okay, he's going to probably, okay, do a couple things. He could attack the quarterback. Okay, some teams have an auto. If it's sprint, he attacks the quarterback. If that's the case, we're going to throw the flat route right now. All right, something else he could do. Okay, he is probably responsible for flats. All right, so what we see a lot at our level is this kid is reading the backfield, but sees this wing back attack the flats, and he's running to the flat. Okay, so as he runs to the flat, corner takes deep, and that opens up the window for the out route. Okay, now a really good outside linebacker, if he's coached well, if he's doing what he's coached to do, okay, corner would be here on the fade route. The outside backer is supposed to play both. So defensively, what we teach our guy is you're going to take hook, curl to flat. So this would be the hook curl range. Okay, so we want him deeper than shallow. Okay, so he's going to head to the flat. He's going to eye up number two, and he wants to proceed to cover the deeper route. Okay, if he can kind of cat and mouse this thing, all right, that's the best way to defend it. All right, so if he plays this out route, we're throwing the flat right now. So we teach our quarterbacks, you're just going to read this outside backer. If this outside backer gets vertical, throw the flat route. If this outside backer gets lateral, throw the out route, which takes a little more time to develop. Okay. So what this forces teams to do, this is a 4-4 defense. What it forces them to do is maybe run, an overset, okay, where they're bringing another guy here, okay. Now, what that frees us up to do is to occupy this guy on the backside, All right. So we're going to take a look at that on a Friday night, see where this guy's playing. Okay. If they're going to stay in their base 4-4 set, then we're gonna attack this flood area. Okay. Um, Other options would be he slides back, he slides over. Okay, and it's a 2 high set. Okay, and then we might run a different combo if we see that. All right, I'm gonna put us back into the normal set. Now, what I want to talk about is how to run this out of different formations. So, if we were in a 2-by-2 set, okay, here's our 2-by-2 set. Okay, the idea is the same. Okay, so he's the number one, and we're sprinting right. He's number one. He's number two. The wing back's number three, and the split end's number four. Okay, if this concept is called, the routes stay the same. He has a fade. Number two has the out, and the number three route is now coming from this side of the field. Okay, so he needs to bust it across the field and get into this flat area. Okay, another set that we might run, okay, is we would flop this guy. We're going to go in a 2-back set. Okay, so this is a 2-by-1 set. All right, notice I'm keeping the routes the same. So he's the one receiver, he's number two, and he's number three. Fade, out, and the flat comes from number three from the backfield. Okay. If you are a youth football coach, what you might want to do, okay, this guy is, we'll call him just a wide receiver. Okay, so let's say he's off the ball. Okay, let's say that we're now going to use a tight end. All right, so we're going to stick our tight end right here. Okay, and then we're going to place him to the backside. All right, our fullback would go play side because he's got to block off the edge. As you can see, things don't change much. Okay, it's the same concept. Number one runs a fade. Number two is now the tight end. Okay, he's going to run the 10-yard out, and number three is going to bust it across the field and get into the flat area. All right. This is our concept that we use. Okay. Again, you can use a variety of formations to run this. Okay. One more I wanted to show you. Let's say we have tight end set. Okay, and two in the backfield. Okay, now you can see how that changes. We've got a fade by number one, we've got an out by number two, and we've got a flat by our wing back, okay, which is number three receiver. All right, hopefully this was helpful. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe. Okay, this is a flood concept, all right, out of multiple formations.